Welcome to Lead the Way with Anna Gauker. Your guide, Anna Gauker, is on a quest of her own to find effective ways of creating change and inclusion in our communities. You have come to the right place if you believe in truth, justice, and coffee. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, this is Lead the Way, and I'm Anna Gauker. In this bonus episode, we are chatting with a local leader who is using social media to make a big impact in the Dane County community. It was just over a month ago that Paulo Delgado observed the need in the Dane County community for people to help out one another, and he started the Dane County Neighbors Helping Neighbors Facebook group. The membership has multiplied in a huge way in a short time. So it was great news for us that he had the chance to sit down with us to talk a bit about his experience. I hope you enjoy. But thank you so much for making time for me. Can you tell me a bit about Dane County Neighbors Helping Neighbors and how you came up with the idea?
Well, it's been an idea that I've had for a few years now. I think back to 2017 when I was in college. I always thought that it would be a good idea to have some kind of online platform where people could connect and, talk about issues affecting the community. It's also something I've thought of, moving to some prairie and thinking there aren't organizations that talk about stuff like shoveling snow for the elderly or helping with groceries, and there are these issues all the time. I started the group a month ago last week, because I saw there was a need for something like that on Facebook, because Facebook's so good at connecting people. I really didn't exactly know what it was going to be. I thought maybe we could connect people who needed help picking up prescriptions or picking up groceries, but I really didn't know how that was going to go, really, and was kind of surprised by how quickly it grew, and it's been an adventure since then.
And there wasn't really anything like it in our area before.
Well, there's the Dane County Time Bank, but that's got its own structure and ways of doing things, and I was interested in something that was informal, where people could, just say, I'm interested in helping pick up groceries today. I live in this area. And then people could respond to that on Facebook, because I would say a big chunk of people have Facebook. So that's got reach, because people are on Facebook every day. They might not check other forums as much.
What was your goal early on?
My goal early on was to connect the community and create a forum where people could share the issues that were important to them and to connect with resources in an environment that was welcoming and neighborly, unlike some other groups where you have a lot of it that they're helping people and what have you, but there can also be some really toxic debates that turn people off. So I set out to create a group where we try to engage with things in a very constructive, neighborly way. We saw with the election a few days ago, I we have a no politics rule on the group so that we don't get into the weeds of people. We're neighbors helping neighbors, and if we got into a more political vein, it would be neighbors debating neighbors, and that becomes really counterproductive to what we're trying to do in tackling the crisis. So at first, well, we had to kind of break the rule on the day of the election, because the day before the election, because people needed to get information about what was going on, because it was changing, hour by hour. First, the
Right.
election was being delayed. So what ended up happening was we allowed people to post, but I turned off comments on that because they got really nasty. So I see my goal mainly as facilitating constructive discussion and helping people connect with each other in a productive way.
You seem to have some experience with connecting people before this group. What is your background?
I graduated from Edgewood College with a bachelor's in political science last year. Um, Before this, I my main outlet in connecting people was my old neighborhood, Tenny Lapham, where I set up a Facebook group to connect people. Um, and that's at around 1,000 members, so that's a lot smaller than what this turned into.
It seems like this has really grown organically. Did you start by inviting all of your friends on Facebook?
I invited some of my friends, and I also promoted the group by sharing the link on other groups that I'm a member of, and it just took off from there mainly.
Okay. What's your most common request that you're seeing pop up?
Recently, I've seen a lot of people talking about asking about unemployment, and the details dealing with that. Is the website working for people? Is this happening today? A lot of people were talking about, oh, I got my stimulus check, have you gotten that? I think it really good when people are have a place to ask questions that they might not ask people otherwise. Especially, you can't go next door to your neighbor and ask them if they've got the stimulus check right now.
You mentioned that you have a no politics rule. What's it been like fielding so many posts from such a vast array of people?
It hasn't really been a problem with the no politics. Fielding such a vast number of requests from a large number of people, it's daunting sometimes when you see that the stuff that some people are going through. I mean, this is a situation. It's kind of like the Great Depression in a way, but it just happened really, really quickly to people. Suddenly people don't have jobs and everything's closed. I mean, the group was started about a month ago, and just over a month ago, things were pretty normal, and now we're going day by day and seeing what gets thrown at us, news wise. I think that's the hard part. Seeing. I guess it's interesting being able to see what other people are going through, and tell them to keep their head held high, and that we'll all get through it together. But it's also kind of daunting because you also don't know what's going to happen next. I think that's the rewarding thing, being able to listen to people and to also try to reassure them. I think that's part of the what I try to do. I ask people every day or so how their day's going, and I read their comments and respond to them if I can.
And you're really a facilitator, helping everyone else connect with one another. Have you seen any particular breakdown in the area of the county, like where people are most active?
I think that we're most active in Madison.
What is the coolest thing that you've seen come out of this experience?
The coolest thing that I've seen come out of this experience, I think what I've seen personally coming out of this experience is I think I've learned a lot about the community and what people are going through, not just through this crisis, but there are a lot of people who deal with some of the issues that people in the group are dealing with every day, and that's even in the best of times. I think I learned that when push comes to shove, I think the coolest thing is that people want to help each other and they look for a place to channel that. They want to help people, and I hope that that goes beyond the crisis.
Well, thank you so much. I really admire what you're doing, and I hope everyone who listens to this checks out the group, Dane County Neighbors Helping Neighbors. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thanks again to Paulo Delgado. Remember that all of our content at Lead the Way can be found on Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, TuneIn, and Apple Podcasts. While you're with us, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. This episode was brought to you by the time and talent of Buzz Kemper and Tyler Willenbrink. I'm Anna Gauker. Until next time.